Let me ask you something a little bold. When's the last time you touched him without expecting anything in return? Because if you do this right, he won't stop thinking about your hands for days. And trust me, it's not just about the massage oil. Most people think intimacy is just about what happens under the covers. But the truth is, connection, real, magnetic, body-melting connection, starts before a single piece of clothing comes off. And you don't need a professional technique. You need presence, you need confidence, and you need to understand that if you can unlock this side of him, he'll stop seeing you as just a partner and start craving you as an experience. So stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly how to give him a massage that doesn't just relax him, it rewires the way he sees you. One touch at a time. Touch is one of the strongest tools we have in relationships. It goes beyond attraction or physical satisfaction. The way you touch a man can shift his whole emotional state. It can make him feel wanted, steady, even loved in ways words can't always explain. And when it comes to building closeness, there are few things more underrated than a slow, thoughtful massage. Now, we're not talking about a quick back rub before sleep. This is about using touch on purpose, to connect, to attract, and to show him that you're really paying attention to what he feels and needs. The right kind of massage doesn't just relax his muscles, it wakes up his senses, centers his focus fully on you, and reaches a deep part of him that longs for closeness. In today's message, I'll guide you through 5 powerful ideas for giving a man a massage he'll always remember. These aren't medical techniques or fancy spa routines. They're more emotional, more meaningful approaches that make him feel wanted, valued, and drawn to you in a deep way. And the best part is, you don't have to be a professional or even feel completely sure of your hands. What matters is your intention, your presence, and the emotional signals you give with each touch. When done right, this can become your special tool for bringing intimacy back, easing his stress, and reminding him why he feels so lucky to be with you. Let's look at the first move that opens the door to this kind of bond. Before you ever touch a man in a more personal way, especially in a sensitive area, it's very important to build a sense of safety and comfort. Why? Because even though many people believe otherwise, most men, even the confident ones, don't want just any kind of touch. They want it to feel real, thoughtful, and safe. So if you want to touch him in a way that brings both physical closeness and emotional depth, it actually begins outside the bedroom. Build comfort by being playful with simple touches on his arm, his chest, his back, long before even thinking about going further. This builds physical ease that helps him relax. Use soft moments while cuddling, watching a show, or even whispering to him. Let him feel that your touch is not rushed or unsure, it's calm and steady. When you bring that kind of energy, he feels safe to unwind, because nothing ruins a close moment faster than awkwardness or stiffness. Now, trust isn't just about him feeling physically safe. It's about him feeling emotionally accepted. That means being gentle with your words, not judging his reactions or preferences, and never making jokes about him during sensitive times. If he sees that you care about his comfort and enjoyment, he'll be more willing to let go, and as a result, he'll trust you on a deeper level. Many women think men don't need this emotional support, but they truly do. A man might think about physical touch, but what he really wants is the emotional safety that lets him enjoy it without worry. When he feels that you care about his feelings, not just how he performs, that's when his guard comes down. That's when he truly lets you in. And here's the secret benefit. Once you build that trust and ease, he won't just remember the moment as physical. He'll feel it as connection. That's the kind of closeness that makes a man desire you, respect you, and see you as someone who gets him. Not just in bed, but in life. He'll see you as someone he can be open with, confident around, and fully real. So if you're thinking about how to give him an experience he won't forget, don't jump ahead. Begin by creating a space where he feels completely safe to enjoy what's next. Because the best kind of touch doesn't just come from skilled hands. It comes from your energy, and that energy should come from safety, calmness, and being present in the moment. One of the most powerful ideas when it comes to closeness, especially through massage, is learning to build desire. One of the biggest mistakes people make is going straight to the most private area. It can feel sudden, too strong, and even less enjoyable. Men don't always say it, but they do enjoy a slow build-up just as much as women. That's where this idea comes in. You start by focusing on nearby spots before touching what he expects. Begin with his inner thighs. They're often ignored, but incredibly responsive. Use slow, gentle circles with your fingertips, or even the back of your hand. This area is close enough to excite him, but far enough to build desire. You'll see a shift in his breathing. He'll lean in rather than just lying there. That's a sign you're doing it right. Then move your hands along his hips, lightly slipping under the waistband. This is all about teasing. You're making him feel like something's about to happen, but not yet. This move isn't only physical, it works on his mind. And when you engage a man's mind, you increase the pleasure of what follows. What's great about this is it shows you're sure of yourself. You're not just doing something to him. You're leading the experience. You're in charge, but in a kind, caring, and sensual way, not a harsh one. That kind of control makes a man melt. It tells him you're not rushing, you're enjoying every second. And that kind of presence is powerful. Here's another idea. Add moments of stillness. You don't need to keep moving non-stop. Sometimes just resting your hand near the area without touching can be more powerful. It's the skill of building tension without rushing it. That small pause can make what comes next feel 10 times better. And if you really want to lift the moment even more, add soft praise. Not something cheesy or forced, but something like, "I love how you respond to me," or "Your body feels so good in my hands." It makes the emotional connection stronger while also making the physical one deeper. It turns the whole act into something he feels with his whole body and heart. So the simple takeaway? Don't go straight for the main spot. Move around it. Play with it. Build up to it. Make him want it. And when you finally go there, it won't just feel nice, it'll feel earned, intense, and unforgettable. That's how you leave a lasting impression. Not just on his skin, but in his mind. When it comes to touching this very private part of a man's body, being gentle is everything. There's a wrong idea that more pressure means more pleasure. That doesn't apply here. The testicles are very sensitive and delicate, and if touched the wrong way, even by accident, it can lead to pain or totally kill the mood. So let's talk about how to handle this area with care, skill, and calm confidence. Think of your touch here like a soft whisper, not a loud voice. You want to treat him like he's made of glass. Not because he's weak emotionally, but because this area holds some of the most nerve-rich and sensitive skin on his body. The first rule, never grab, always cradle. You're not squeezing a rubber toy. You're giving comfort, excitement, and closeness, all through one smooth motion. Begin by gently holding him in your hand. Let your palm take the weight without applying pressure. Allow your fingers to explore near the base, where the skin tends to be softer, just to help him get used to the feeling. The point here is to give him space to adjust and react. You don't want to hurry through this. You're setting a mood that says, this is all about what feels good for you, and I'm completely tuned in to what your body is saying. After that, you can lightly roll them between your fingers, gently, slowly, and always stay aware of how he reacts. Every man is different. Some really enjoy this kind of focused attention, while others may be extra sensitive. That's why the small signs, like changes in his breathing or how his hips shift, are the best clues. The more you tune in to how his body responds, the deeper the moment becomes. Another helpful move is switching between using your fingertips and the soft pads of your thumbs in slow circular patterns. Never push too hard. If you're ever unsure, it's better to be on the softer side. He'll either tell you or show you if he wants a little more pressure. What you're really doing is creating trust with your touch. And once a man trusts your hands, he'll let go in a way he might never have before. One thing that makes a confident partner stand out from someone just trying something new is how at ease she is in the moment. Don't overthink things. If you're not totally sure whether it feels good to him, simply look at him with a smile and say something like, "You like that?" in a warm, playful way. That small moment of checking in can take away any awkwardness and turn it into something shared and fun instead of stiff or uncomfortable. One of the best compliments a man can give after a moment like this is, "That felt amazing. I didn't even know I'd enjoy that." That's how you know you made him feel relaxed enough to explore, safe enough to let go, and excited enough to remember it for a long time. So remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it with intention. A soft hold, a patient touch, and being fully present. Those are the things that turn a simple moment into something deeply unforgettable. One mistake people often make when trying to bring something new into the bedroom, especially something as delicate as this, is treating it like a separate act from everything else. It's like blasting one instrument too loud in a song. Even if you're amazing at playing it, the rest of the music won't feel right if it doesn't blend. So the real magic happens when your touch in that area feels like a natural, flowing part of the full body connection, not an awkward or random move. Here's the truth. A man's pleasure isn't focused in just one area. While the testicles are incredibly responsive, they become truly powerful when they're part of the bigger picture. That means your hands are multitasking. Maybe your lips are on his shoulder, your body is pressed against his, or your other hand is tracing along his chest or thighs. When everything is connected, he feels like he's wrapped in a full body wave of sensation, and that's when he completely melts. Think about rhythm. If your hand is gently rolling and holding him below, try matching that rhythm with your kisses, your voice tone, or even the sway of your hips if you're on top of him. This kind of flow shows him you're fully engaged, not just following some method. And there's nothing more attractive than someone who's not only sure of their touch, but deeply connected to the whole experience they're creating. Another trick is mixing touch with anticipation. For example, while your fingers softly tease him below, lean in close and whisper something in his ear. Tell him how much you enjoy watching his body respond to your touch, or tease him by saying, "You have no idea what's coming next." When you do this, you're involving his mind along with his body, and that's a powerful combo, because while male desire starts with the body, it becomes unforgettable when his mind is part of it too. Timing plays a big role. Don't feel like you have to go straight to touching him there. Actually waiting until he's already turned on makes it way more effective. His body is warmed up, blood is flowing, and everything is extra responsive, so your touch becomes something he welcomes deeply. It feels like a reward, not something thrown in too early. What turns a good moment into a great one is when everything you do flows together into one smooth, sensual story. It's not about thinking, "Now I'll do this move." It's about being connected to his vibe, responding to his energy, and creating a rhythm you both feel. It's not just physical build-up, it's storytelling through every part of the body. So don't treat this kind of touch like its own scene. Blend it into your intimacy like it belongs there. Let your hands explore with curiosity, your voice guide with warmth, and your body stay close with confidence. That's what makes time disappear for him. That's what causes his breath to catch. That's what makes you unforgettable. Here's something people often forget about intimacy. Men aren't hoping for you to be perfect. They're hoping for you to be fully there with them. And when it comes to something so private, so personal, and possibly vulnerable like touching his balls, your mindset is just as important as your hands. If you're stuck in your head thinking, "Am I doing this the right way?" or "Is this even good enough?" then you might miss the one thing he wants most, your full attention and emotional connection. Let's be honest, this isn't about pulling off some expert move from a magazine. It's about making him feel cherished, seen, and deeply wanted. When a woman touches a man there with true confidence, not cockiness, but real comfort in herself, it sends a message louder than words ever could. Tells him he's safe, noticed, and completely wanted. That alone can increase his pleasure more than any fancy move ever could. What's even more powerful is when your touch feels like it's meant for him, not something you're doing to prove a point. When your attention is truly on how he's responding, not on performing, the whole energy changes. Your hands become more instinctive. You start noticing his breath, the way his hips move, how his thighs tighten. You begin adjusting without needing to think. Maybe he enjoys a firmer hold. Maybe he pulls back if there's too much pressure. Maybe he melts when you slow things down. When you really tune in, you start to sense what's working and what's not. This is where things get interesting. When you stay relaxed and playful, it gives him the green light to do the same. You create a space where laughs, moans, feedback, and all kinds of reactions feel totally welcome. That's how real intimacy grows. You don't have to walk on eggshells around his pleasure or act like a nurse checking vitals. If something feels a little clumsy, smirk at it and carry on. If he lets out a deeper moan when you swirl your fingers a certain way, do it again. And maybe whisper, "I love when you react like that." You're not aiming for perfect technique. You're aiming for closeness. And if you truly want him to feel like this is all for him, talk to him while you're doing it. Ask, "Is this pressure good? Or what's feeling best right now?" Say it softly, not like you're interviewing him, but like you're letting him into something intimate. You might be surprised how much he opens up once he realizes you're not just trying to get a reaction. You're trying to understand his body like it's your favorite discovery. The truth is, this is less about knowing special moves and more about your purpose behind it. If your goal is genuine connection, curiosity, and shared pleasure, there's really no way to do it wrong. Your confidence, your attention, and your care will do far more than any so-called secret trick. And that kind of moment, the one where he feels completely focused on, desired, and relaxed, is what makes your touch unforgettable. So don't stress over being an expert. Don't put pressure on yourself to impress. Just let your touch be honest. Let your curiosity lead, and make it about him, his body, his pleasure, his experience. Because when that's your focus, he won't just feel good, he'll be totally hooked on the way you made him feel. Ladies, if there's one thing I want you to remember from everything we talked about, it's this: intimacy isn't a performance. It's about being present. When you touch a man in such a tender, private area, it's not just about the physical sensation. It's about the message you're sending. Your hands are telling him, "I see you, I choose you, I want to please you." That message, it's incredibly powerful. It lowers his guard, stirs his desire, and creates a bond that stays with him long after the moment ends. You don't have to be some kind of pro or have years of experience. What truly matters is how you approach him, with curiosity, care, and that calm, slow confidence that says, "I want to understand what feels good to you." Because when a man feels safe enough to completely receive, not to perform, not to prove anything, just to receive, that's when his sensual world opens up in a way he might never have experienced before. And the woman who gives him that kind of moment, she becomes unforgettable. So next time you're in that private space with him, take your time, slow down, look into his eyes, tease a little, explore without rushing. Don't be afraid to ask questions, laugh together, or lean into the moment with full presence. He doesn't want flawless, he wants real. He wants you, the version of you that isn't scared to take control and make him feel everything. And if this message gave you a new way of seeing things, made you feel a little more confident, or even made you blush a bit in the best way, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Magnetic Moves for more bold, practical, and real talk about relationships. Leave a comment if there's a subject you've always wanted straight answers on but never felt safe enough to bring up. This is your space. We're creating a place where nothing is off limits. Because here, the most magnetic women aren't the ones who play small or stay quiet. They're the ones who speak truth, explore without shame, and leave a man craving not just their touch, but their energy, their boldness, their presence. And here's what most people completely overlook. What makes a moment unforgettable for a man isn't how exotic the move is. It's how present you are while doing it. If you're touching him with focused attention, if your eyes, your voice, and your body all say, "I want to be here with you," that lands deeper than anything physical alone. That's what makes him feel something real, something he can't forget. You become a memory that lives in his body, not just in his mind. That's rare. That's powerful. The truth is, most men don't get touched with that kind of presence very often. They might be desired, yes. They might even have physical pleasure, but very few have experienced a kind of touch that feels both erotic and safe, both playful and personal, both deeply arousing and emotionally grounding. When you bring those things together, your warmth, your curiosity, your energy, his whole experience changes. He's not just reacting to stimulation, he's surrendering to trust. That's why confidence is not just about technique, it's about your attitude. If your body is relaxed, your tone is soft, and your energy is open, he feels that. And he mirrors it. He starts breathing deeper. He lets go of tension. His guard drops. That's the beginning of real connection, when you stop trying to perform and just start enjoying the moment with him. He feels it. You're not rushing. You're not overthinking. You're just there, exploring him like he's something worth discovering slowly. Another underrated part? Variety. Not in a complicated way, but in a sensual, creative way. Sometimes it's not about what you do, but how you switch it up. You could be gently rolling him 1 minute, then shifting to a softer stroke, or pressing your body closer as your hand moves. You might play with temperature, your hand warm, your breath cool against his neck. These small changes make the experience richer without overwhelming him. It tells him you're exploring, not following a script. And exploration feels sexy, it feels alive. And don't underestimate the power of your voice. A soft whisper, a slow moan, a quiet "I love watching you like this." These words become part of the sensation. They add an emotional layer that his body reacts to. Sometimes the most unforgettable touch is paired with just a few well-timed, honest words. Because now it's not just his body that's involved. It's his whole heart, his mind, his imagination. Also, give him space to respond. If he says that feels amazing, don't rush to the next thing. Stay there. Let him live in it. Let it build. Let him feel like this moment could last forever. That kind of patience, that's what makes a man crave your touch. That's what makes him feel like you're not just trying to turn him on. You're worshipping him in a way that feels real. Not submissive, not passive, but powerful. Because the truth is, the woman who controls the pace, who reads his body, who teases, slows down, listens, and connects, that woman holds a power that stays with him. It's not about how wild or extreme you get, it's about how deeply you make him feel. How you turn something that could be casual into something unforgettable. How you take a moment and make it feel like time paused for just the two of you. That's rare, that's magnetic. That's what makes a man remember your touch every time he closes his eyes. So the next time you're with him, don't rush to impress. Don't worry about having it all figured out. Just be in the moment. Watch him. Respond to him. Let your hands explore. Let your voice guide. Let your eyes speak what words can't. And most of all, enjoy it. When you're genuinely enjoying the experience, he will too. And he won't just enjoy it in the moment, he'll relive it every time he thinks about you. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. Because it was you. See you in the next one.